Here we go again. It's time for another unsurprising article. Decision to pay a firefighter who failed their fitness test $8,000 declared absolutely outrageous. Gee, I wonder why. Okay, the fitness test to enter Guardia was made significantly easier last year, but the bleep test still remains part of it. An ex-Garda sergeant has slammed a decision to award the part-time firefighter $8,000 in compensation after she failed the fitness test. Unbelievable. Former Garda Sergeant Christy Galligan declared the payout was absolutely outrageous. Speaking on Newstalk Breakfast, he said, at the end of the day, if you're a firefighter or a member of the Garda you have to provide an acceptable level of fitness. Now let's stop here for a second and discuss just how often this happens. This is not new information. I've literally talked about it before in previous videos, so I think most of you already know this, but when this happens, it's so stupid. In fact, you may have even seen it in your own town. Let me ask you a question. For those of you who have actually seen a police officer doing things in person, although, you know what, that's fine. It can technically be through a YouTube video too. But let me ask you a question. Actually think about this for a second. Because I've seen a few. I've seen it happen 3 times in my real life, and then of course I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos too. Every single time, it is a female police officer going to some kind of dispute. They pretty much always need to call another male officer, whether if it's her partner or if she's calling backup, it doesn't matter. Every time she needs to call a male officer to help her out. So you may have noticed you rarely ever see female police officers by themselves. They almost always have a male officer with them to help them because either they cannot physically handle subduing the criminal, or some kind of reason where they are struggling and they need a male police officer to help them. Whereas you see male police officers by themselves all the time because they are physically able to handle it and whatever other issue there may be. So, and the thing is too, it's not just police officers. It's the same thing with firefighters. Many times, it's the other male firefighters who have to help out the female. And this, again, this exact same thing also applies for how they become firefighters or police officers. They literally have to make the tests easier in order to get women to do the job. Literally. Like, and this is not insulting. This is straight up biological facts. Women are not as physically strong as men. So in any job that requires a fitness test, firefighter, police officer, and there's several others, part of the reason why a lot of women are not working those jobs is because, one, well, they generally don't want to. 2, because the fitness tests are very difficult and men are naturally biologically stronger. So a lot of women either A, fail the test if they have to do the more difficult one, or B, they do the easier test and pass. But the problem there is that, guess what? Real life is not a test, you know? If during a test, the woman has to, let's say, lift a bunch of bricks in order to prove that she could move something really heavy away from a doorway of a burning house, what are they going to do? Give her less bricks so that she can pass the test? Well, guess what? Real life is not a test. There's never going to be a time where a burning house says, oh wait, you're a female firefighter? Okay, let me just take all this rubble and make less of it so that you can actually pick it up. Like, that's never gonna fucking happen. So this logic of like, well, the test should be easier. How else is she gonna pass? Unfortunately, I know you dumbasses are gonna think it's sexist, but she's gonna have to fail. Because again, you can alter the test to be easier for her, but you cannot alter real life. And when you do decide, oh, well, you know what, real life doesn't matter, okay, facts don't matter, just make the test easier for her. And then when she actually goes and does the job, she can't do it because she's not physically strong enough because you made the test easier just for her to get in, and now she needs a male police officer partner or a male firefighter to help her, whether it be to break down the door of a burning house or subdue a very strong and tough criminal, etc. And it's fucking embarrassing. It truly is. But let's continue reading, okay? And it has to be reflective of the physical demands of the job. It has to be robust enough to meet the demands of the job as well. And candidates are not meeting the requirements in relation to the tests that are set. Like, yeah, no shit. The comments were made just days after it emerged that Cork City Council were forced to pay out $8,000. You ready for this? Okay, the commission found the council discriminated against this woman on the grounds of gender and age when applying the beep test for applicants for the full-time firefighter role. Are you hearing this? She sued them for discrimination because she failed the test. Again, as I just explained, a burning house or a criminal who's running away or is stronger than you doesn't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman. It doesn't. Fire isn't sentient. It's not. It's not discrimination that you failed. In fact, it's kind of ironic because if you passed, it would actually be discrimination against the men who need to work hard to pass those tests. Because guess what? If it was not discrimination to make the test easier for you, then how can we fairly say it's not discrimination against the men? They're the ones doing the more difficult test. So I'm going to reverse it. You are giving a more difficult test to men just because they're men. That's discrimination. No, it's actually reality. They make the test hard because it's a hard job. If you make the test easier, you are unprepared for the realities of said job. That's not discrimination. I understand that it does mean that there's less women doing that job, but that's the way the world is. Unfortunately, women are just biologically weaker. That's not sexist. That's reality. That is biological. Women have less muscle. Women have weaker lungs. Women are shorter than men. That's biological. So if you don't like to hear me say, yeah, generally speaking, women should not be firefighters. Women should not be police officers. I'm sorry, it's just true. If they have to adjust the test and make it easier for you, then you probably shouldn't be doing that job at all. And that's not sexist. I'm sorry, it's just not. Unbelievable. It was found that the beep test, without the application of a normative table that considers age and gender in determining the final score, was both directly discriminatory towards Miss Foot and indirectly discriminatory against women, while giving younger candidates a distinctive advantage. Okay, no. That's just not true. I mean, sure, even a younger woman is stronger than an older woman, but it more applies to just women in general, not specifically to age. Former cop Gilligan added, I just find it absolutely incredulous. I was talking to a number of people involved in PE and physical education in schools, what they call the yo-yo test, which is similar to the beep test, that you have to reach a level that most of them reach a level of 14. The fitness test to enter Guardia was made significantly easier last year, but the bleep test still remains part of it. I guess the beep test wasn't made easier, and apparently that's where this article ends. I don't know why there's no further details, but the point is, this woman was awarded $8,000 because she couldn't pass the test. Like, this is sick. And you know what? It even opens a door for women to, like, do the test for no reason, fail it, either knowingly or on purpose, and then sue because they failed it. How much you want to bet there will eventually be women who do the test on purpose, knowing they'll fail, but with the ability to sue after because they fail and go, oh, well, you made me lose because I'm a woman, and you didn't make the test easier for me, so I want a buyout too. Like, I swear to God, that will happen. And if it doesn't, I'll be shocked. But this is so dumb. No, the test should not be easier just because you're a woman. It shouldn't. It simply fucking shouldn't. Because these kinds of jobs, like firefighter, police officer, and many others, are literally life and death. And we cannot be more focused on having more women do the job who are not physically able to do it, and therefore have other officers risking their lives even more than they already do, risking their lives because they see extremely dangerous criminals, just so that we can all say, oh, well, at least it's not sexist. I mean, I know all those police officers over there died because they weren't physically able to handle the job, but at least we weren't sexist, and that's what matters. Life and death, not important. Not looking sexist, that's what matters in modern day. It's so dumb. You should not have been awarded $8,000, and the test should not be made easier because, again, a burning house does not give a fuck how strong you are, man or woman. So stupid.